consider yourself alive. They will not go here. Huh?
China's for
First and foremost, we give all praises to CameraFi, double the apostles and salutations to the brothers that preach and teach. Alright, brothers here, we have brother Baran, Howada. So we're just doing a short impromptu video on China, right? Because they're setting up themselves. Basically,
second is just 15 and started voice from
China's emperor for life now, Xi Jinping, says that China is willing to fight a bloody battle.
You bring the scripture while this is pause it when it starts.
Battle to regain its right.
Second is just 15 and 46. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of a person. Woe, yeah, go ahead.
China now setting up itself to be what? Be the glory, you know. There's what China setting up itself to be the world power, to be the king, or the king to rule this empire, this universe. You know, so more proud. You know.
Can't. I'm not gonna say that because something the woman say now it's daytime or something so.
Yeah, we'll go through all the videos. Go ahead.
Right. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou had made thyself like unto her, and had decayed thy daughters in whoredom.
Right, they make themselves unto her. Who is that her? That is Babylon, America.
Babylon,
yeah, because what they have if any videos you will see that they talk about the different parties. There's a communist section, and there's a part that take hold to democracy. That the democracy is part of the whoredom, right? Because the democracy is that within democracy we have different rights, how the government is set up, right? The senators and the Democrats and the senators and so on and so forth,
okay.
Right? That's part of that's the whoredom. Go ahead.
That they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee, that is the other nations.
Can.
Right? Thou hast followed her, that is...
So basically China was moving away from doing their own thing, the communism, their own thing. They had the old USSR, if I'm not mistaken. China was a part of that, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, could be corrected, right? But these were communist nations, going after their own way of thinking. They had their own order. But the Western world has pushed what? The order, which was democracy, right? Where vote, you say, by the people, for the people, right? That is democracy, but it's not true, because basically they are puppet leaders, and the bankers is who control everything in a democracy.
Good.
Right? Go ahead.
Thou hast followed her, that is hated in all her works and interventions. Therefore said the Heavenly Father, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, right? I want to say widowhood. A lot of men gonna die and leave the wives, right? Okay. Widowhood, poverty, famine, the sword, right? And pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower.
Right, the glory of thy power. Because right now, within the last decade or so, China has been going around the place establishing themselves. They've been going around buying up all the gold. We don't hear in the Caribbean could see that because they went to Guyana. I think it was 50 billion or 50 million. I read an article that they went to buy is Georgetown, Guyana.
No, I think it's 500 million, something of the sort. But there was building a road from the road was from, I think it's from Latam to Brazil. There was building the road.
Okay.
It was a road project. You know, like I remember Brazil and around Guyana, in South America, there's a lot of gold.
Can.
So there was building a road, a connected road, so they could drive from Guyana to Brazil or Brazil to Guyana.
Can. Right. And they're the type of people, if you know more, they're the type of people that like to cut deals. Right? Because there are many documentaries, even BBC and this where when the business started to boom because they have cheap labor across there, they're always about cutting deals. Right? But they're smart, they're proud. Right? They're not smart. They're really not smart because they see the Chinese smart. They ain't smart. Moab ain't smart. Jake is the former all things. Right? But they're proud. Right? And they feel that they think to themselves that they're going to be next. But they don't have next. Israel has next. Go ahead.
The heat shall arise that is sent over thee. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. Would I with jealousy have so produced against thee, said the Lord? If thou hast not always slain my chosen, right? Exalting the strokes of thy hands, and saying over their dead, when thou was drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance, the reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. Therefore shalt thou receive recompense, like as right, and the recompense is the Lord's righteous judgment. You know what I mean?
Going to be former ICBMs too.
Former ICBMs,
yeah,
right?
Because they are an ally to America,
right?
The lovers, they are lovers. Pursuant to Revelation 18, they are some of the lovers and the merchants with America, right? The scripture does talk about the lovers, and they are the merchants that trade with America.
These are all the nations in league with America. They do trading with America. Trading with America.
Why Donald Trump had to say in his so-called manifesto that he's gonna make America great again, right? He's gonna stop all the outsourcing of business. Many of the outsources of production was done in China. They have India and these other nations too. Pakistan may get a little cheap labor, but China is really the source of cheap labor, right?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead. You have now play the video. Right.
China's emperor for life now, Xi Jinping, says that China is willing to fight a bloody battle to regain its rightful place in the world in this blistering nationalist speech that he just gave, outlining what they plan to dictate. As I've talked about in separate videos,
he said outlining what they plan to dictate, right? And he's the emperor, right? So this is in the old system, right? We're gonna go through how they set up basically in our next video from BBC, right? But he establishing himself back in the old ways and the old paths. The Most High setting it up. He said so in the prophecies. He's setting it up. He's putting back that spirit into all these old nations, right? In the spirit of the men of these different nations. He's putting back that spirit into them, right? Go ahead, Al.
Proverbs 21:1. He said, "The king's heart is in the hands of Yahweh, and as the river of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will."
Right, and as Dabu 7 just say, he's the king forever now, basically, the emperor forever. So the Most High putting back that spirit in him, just like how we put that spirit in. Watch it, it's reminiscent of a couple of weeks back with Russia and the king of the Medes, Vladimir Putin. You know, basically everybody poised right now and establishing themselves on what they have. Where's the king of where's the king of the west? Where's the king of Babylon? The scripture said that the king of Babylon gonna be he heard it, he heard the report and he trembling. You understand? Because he thought these other nations was gonna rock back and fear them forever. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 48 and start from verse 4 and John to verse 11. He said, woe, he said, Moab is destroyed, or little ones have caused a cry to be heard. And John from verse 11, he said, Moab had been at ease from his youth, and he had settled on his lease, and had not been empty from vessel to vessel, neither had he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remained in him.
Yeah, so he's a proud man. He's a nation and never went into captivity.
Yeah, they never
Yeah.
Can.
They never get touched.
Can.
Right? And then the scripture talk about when you read the scripture about a bastard shall not enter into Asgard. Ashtad. I think no, it's not that one. Sorry, it's that the Moabite not supposed to enter into the congregation. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, Baba Kosha.
Deuteronomy 23. Start from I think it's verse 2. Let me see.
23.
I think it's 23 and 2.
Yeah. Can.
No, sir. It's start from 2.
1. Oh.
7-2.
A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of Yahweh.
Right, when you look up that word bastard, I think it goes back to the illegitimate son. Right? A son with a illegitimate child with a heathen man or a heathen woman. Right? And it basically that would go back to Moab and Ammon. Right, go ahead.
An Ammonite,
Ammonite, right?
Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Right,
so they have no part in the building of the kingdom. Right? Now, it may have brothers that appear to look like these nations, but really and truly they have the spirit of Israel. Right? But let me see why ultimately they're going to be judged. I think it have it a little bit lower down.
Because they met you not with bread.
Right. When they had time to show Israel mercy, this is what they did. They did not show, they was not merciful unto us. Go ahead.
And with water, and in the way, when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because thy hired against thee,
they hired against us. Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Against thee, Balaam the son of Beor, the Petor of Mesopotamia.
Yeah, he was a Median. If I'm not mistaken, he was a Midianite, right? But he hired him in Numbers 23 to curse Israel. Three times.
To curse thee.
Right.
Talk about Israel.
Yeah.
To curse Israel.
Right. You can read it over again. So and then I'll say.
Because they met you not with bread and water, and in the way when ye came out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam and the son of Beor, the Petor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. Nevertheless,
so they hired him to curse thee. And then if you go to Revelation real quick, if you can just jump to Revelation chapter 2 verse 14. Babakasha, if I'm not mistaken, Revelation 2 verse 14. Because the Most High he actually hate.
Have it here.
You have it?
Revelation 2 and 14. But I have a few things against thee.
No, not 14. The Most High say he hate them. So it's either 15 or higher up. Look it up. Check up here. Yeah, check 14. Right, yeah.
It's 14?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah. Balak to cast a stumbling block before them.
But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast as there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before thee.
So Balaam, as we read in back in Deuteronomy, is the Moabite who's talking to Balak, who's the Midianite. Balak, the Midianite, asks, no, it could be I think it's vice versa, because Balak asks Balaam to curse us, right?
Right.
Curse Israel.
To cast a stumbling block before
Right.
the children of Israel.
But he said he couldn't curse Israel because who the Lord best, no man can curse.
Can.
But he taught him to cast a stumbling block. What is the stumbling block? That if it is that you make them abominable to Yahweh about Shem Yahweh wouldn't deal with them. And that's what he did. Right? And that's the philosophy, basically, that Esau is using up to this day. These nations.
So he teach them how to deal with idols.
Right?
To deal with idols, to shift them away from Yahweh.
The food, the clothing.
Yeah.
Because remember, they're responsible for MSG too. Right? They're responsible for MSG. The clothing that we wear, the cheap clothing and all this kind of shit. They're responsible. They know they keep their customs to their devils, but then what they help promote and teach Esau how to what keep us in the region. Right? So you can read it over from the beginning and we can jump back to
the stumbling blocks that they're talking about it.
Can.
But I have a few things against thee.
And it's in red, so that means Yahweh Shai was speaking through John. Yahweh Shai was speaking it. Right?
Thou was as therein them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication.
Right? So you see, the fornication now is what? That's serving these other idols, these other gods, and moving away from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? Because they bring in more shemosh.
Right here.
Right, go ahead, Ab.
This is Jeremiah 48 and 12. He said, therefore, behold, the day comes, said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that I will send upon him wonders that shall come, that shall cause him to wonder, and shall empty his vessel and break his bottles. He said, and Moab shall be ashamed of Chetmos, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence.
Can.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He said, how say he, we are mighty and strong men for war?
Yeah, because they have the multitude, they have like million man army and thing. Yeah, but the Most High gonna make you all ashamed because you're gonna pray to your shemosh. Yeah, shemosh. And the Lord said the gods of these nations are no gods, and He's not gonna answer. Your Buddha and all that bullshit, they're not going to answer. You're not going to have power. You're mighty, but you have no power. Because power and promotion comes from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? So in that day, your numbers going to come for nothing. And guess what? Russia showing you that. Russia SAM R2 RS-28 missile. That is what? It's flying at the speed of what? Mach 5. You can't catch it. He have the fastest missile. Right? It's flying at a low altitude under the radar 90 kilometers high. Right? And guess what? It have a 50 megaton payload.
16 nuclear warhead.
Yeah, it's gonna obliterate everything. So it's beautiful because the scriptures say in one day, in 1 hour, Babylon gonna be destroyed. Right? And your troops most likely gonna be gathered in the Middle East too to fight against Babylon, and you're gonna get the same judgment, right? North Korea have 1 million man army too. All your men come for nothing. It's a false pride. You're gonna get judged, right?
Yeah, they say verse 15. He said Moab is spoiled and gone up out of it, up and gone up out of our cities. He said, and his chosen young men are gone down to the slaughter.
Yeah, well, they're going down to the slaughter. You're going to leave out of your sovereign land in pride to say you're going out there and fight, but you're going to be slaughtered. Right?
And that's all the works of the Most High too, because he's going to gather all of them in one place.
Can't. So we just play out the video and see what's the position after that.
Areas around China which they view as theirs.
Let me pull it back
One
on
of
top
the
again.
China's emperor for life now, Xi Jinping, says that China is willing to fight a bloody battle to regain its rightful place in the world in this blistering nationalist speech that he just gave.
Yeah.
No, that real proud because all the natural place in the society is slavery.
It's beneath us.
It's beneath the Israelites. That is all the natural place. So that is a proud statement he just made there.
Can't.
No? Go ahead.
Outlining what they plan to dictate. And he goes, there's areas around China which they view as theirs. One of those mainly is Taiwan. They see it as a part of the Chinese empire that is being kind of self-ruled. But they say anyone trying to come in and...
No, actually, they're correct. They're correct, you know, because, well, actually, who is speaking? Jinping here, who is now the emperor. Now, the emperor, just like how Esau have the elites is who the bankers, Michelle Bauer, Moses Michelle Bauer, right? The father of the brothers, the 5 brothers, right? Now, they know their history. The Most High give them the spirit to understand that they are Cain in reincarnation, right? And they are Esau in the reincarnation, right? These other nations, they have their elites also, and they know who their people are. So Taiwan and this, you have Taiwan, you have the Philippines, and all these people, the majority of these people are the same Moab and come out of Moab, either Moab or Ammon, right? Because that's what the scripture describes, Moab or Ammon, Asia, right? You're just proud talking about is North Korean and South Korean and all that bullshit. It's the same man. It's the same man, right?
help them separate will be met with force, pretty much big time. Now, there's been a lot happening with China and what's going on with them.
So what going on? He said they're going to be met with force if they're resisting, basically. No, that's a proudful statement. Basically, that's a statement against America, because these nations would be allies to America. You understand? And America, what America does with it, because like the last time when they was fighting over the South China, the islands of the South China Sea, that was Japan and China when they was establishing who owned these different lands, and I think China put up a no-fly zone, and immediately after America fly the bombers over it, showing the disrespect. So that from that statement there could raise or heighten tensions, because remember, this is a nationalist speech. It's the same type of speech that Vladimir Putin did last couple weeks, if it wasn't last week, right? Go ahead, Ak.
This is Jeremiah 48 and 29. He said, "We have here the pride of Moab. He is exceedingly proud."
Ah.
He said, his loftiness. Yeah, his loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and his haughtiness of his heart.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't make a statement like that, it's your correct place. Your correct place is under men's feet.
Yeah.
You know?
Deuteronomy 28 says what? The heathens that are beneath, they become very high and you become very low. Right? So we low right now, and our correct place is on top. The scripture in Ecclesiastes says, "I see servants upon horses," and Ecclesiastes 12.
Right.
Yeah, you can bring it. Because really and truly you are a servant. The scripture describes you as being our wash pot. You understand? You
just placing yourself in an office just like that.
Yeah.
Yo, the Most High gonna bring what you say gonna happen to all. You're gonna bring all the low down. Where it's all it's supposed to be, right? And put his people back on top where they're supposed to be. So that all that pride is gonna cut.
Yeah, that's how Trump talk about, or he responded to Kim Jong-un's statement, I have the nuclear button on my desk and I'm ready to push it. Trump say he have a bigger button.
Yeah.
The Most High have the ultimate total reset.
Yo, Most High push, have all the pushing them buttons.
Can.
And that's why I was saying earlier, the Most High chess game, real strong.
Yeah.
Right? Because ultimately, who in charge of all that? The
Yeah.
Most High in charge of all that.
Yeah.
He chess game real strong. He gonna make all the push them buttons.
Can. Why not?
Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7.
Yeah.
I have seen servants upon horses.
Yeah, who's them servants? The other nations. And basically mostly Esau. And when they say horses, they're talking about a place of power.
Can.
Right? Read on.
And prince, he said, prince walking as servant upon
And
the
princes walking as servants upon the earth, which is what the Israelites. If they're in a low place, they're not supposed to be walking upon the earth watching men who's supposed to be low down on top in power.
Mm.
You know? Read on. You get a little bit again.
It's he said that is it.
Yeah, can.
Yeah.
Read over the whole thing.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7.
Yeah.
I have seen servants upon horses, and prince walking as servant upon the earth.
Can.
And next piece of it is
Yeah.
basically this is going to Moab destruction. This is Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 8. I have heard the reproach of Moab, and the reviling of his children
Yeah.
of Ammon. He said, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border.
Yeah, the cross all the mark.
Yeah, can.
All the magnify all themselves over magnify all themselves.
Yeah, and,
You know what I mean?
and that's because you all taking heed to Esau whoredom.
Can.
You understand? And one of the ways we know that, because even in the emperor state, you know, wearing the emperor garment, watch him there in his
Yeah.
in that Esau suit. There's an Edomite suit
Edomite suit,
with that
can.
phallic symbol around your neck.
Can.
Right? In the next documentary he's watching from the next clip he's watching from BBC, when they was in the chambers, right? One thing I noticed was the 5-point star to the top, and all the lights around it, right? And everybody, all the males inside there had on ties, had on the same phallic symbol and the suit, and what the ties was red. Red represents blood, right? Actually, the national flag is red with a yellow sickle and a star, if I'm not mistaken. You understand?
The sickle and the hammer.
The hammer, sickle and the hammer, select, yeah. You understand? So guess what? All that power, you're actually it can even go direct, goes back to blood, and guess who blood you have part and parcel with in shedding the Israelites' blood.
Yeah, let's shed the blood of saints.
Yeah, maybe not directly, but indirectly, right? Well, finish off, huh?
Yeah, verse 9. He said, therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of hosts, the power of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom.
Shall be as Sodom.
Yeah.
What was Sodom? Sodom was ash. Moab go basically be.
God.
They will come down to that.
Brimstone and fire gonna rain from heaven unto them.
God.
And there's in the form of what?
The heat.
ICBM.
Concentrated heat and ICBM.
God.
You know?
Lasers from the chariot.
Yeah, lasers on the chariot.
Go ahead.
Therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of hosts, the power of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah. He said, even the breeding of nettles and salt pit, and a perpetual desolation.
Yeah, perpetual desolation. Nobody will dwell there. Nobody can dwell there. The radioactivity gonna be there for forever.
Tree and branch.
Yeah.
He said, the residue of my people shall spoil them.
Spoil means to devour, to kill, ravish a woman. You know.
Yeah.
We gonna have some nice chunky eye concubines.
Even more them, I find it fucking ugly.
He said, and the remnant of my people shall possess them.
Come. Hey, so that's the only thing. That's the only thing that is rightful for you all to be possessed.
Come.
You don't have any rightful place other than to be possessed.
Yeah, come.
You need to have the Israelites rule over you. Right now, you're out of order.
Come.
Right?
When you look at Moab, there's pop videos of the eat. You ever see them eating food, yo? It's the most gruesome thing I ever see. Eating all these kind of
Centipedes and
all them.
and scorpions and snails.
They need to be put in slavery, yo.
Yeah.
A quick one for you back here. This is Jeremiah 4, saying Jeremiah 48 and 46. Woe be unto thee, O Moab, the people of Chemos, perish, for thy sons are taken captive,
God.
and thy daughter captive.
Right, so the destruction, you're going to be taken captive. War means destruction. You're going to be destroyed as a people, and you're going to be ruled over. Right? You need us to tell you what to do and what not to do, because you clearly don't know what to eat. You don't know what to do. You know?
It's like Avengers when Loki come down. Loki say these people are them made to be ruled over.
Yeah, all these other nations, they're in the wrong place. You give the scavengers power. That's what they are. Right? You give them scavengers from beneath, the bottom feeders. You put them up on top, and that's what's happening right now. And the people, basically, this is like this. What we live in here right now is better than a Disney story, right? But in a Disney story, the underdog does win, right? So the underdog win and win. This is the story of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's people. You understand? So just let it play out. You know, you have to pump.
I want more piece of film already.
Alright, I'm gonna play a little bit and we hit it.
Globe, militarily, they have been feuding with India in different spots, and they are aligned and allied with Pakistan. And he has also basically sent these strong warnings to Taiwan and Hong Kong, saying that these self-governed regions, that the
Right, he said Taiwan and Hong Kong, because really and truly, Moab is separated, they divided, right? They divided, because part of the nation take on to democracy, and part of the nation take on to the imperialism, the nationalism, the communism.
This party of China seeks to unify politically with the mainland.
They say a nation divided amongst itself shall what fall?
They're going to stay in their control for the most part, and they say that any efforts made toward their independence will be doomed, is what he states. So this man is going nowhere, it seems, anytime soon, because he looks to be leading China till he's gone. I mean, this man is going to be here, if he lives that long, for decades. Now, a lot more detail here to the things said in that speech, but I've made it clear what's going on with China and talked about it in the video over on undergroundworldnews.com, and I'll continue to outline what's happening here with China, but I'll leave a link below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter.
Alright, so that's it. Go ahead and put it
Yeah, this is Amos chapter 2 verse 1. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for a tree transgression of Moab, and for a four I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he burned the bones of the king of Edom in the lime, right? And the Most High say, he that touched Edom gonna be dealt with what, sevenfold. So there's one judgment for the two, right? Verse 2, he said, but I will send a fire upon Moab, and it shall devour the palace of Kerut, and Moab shall die with a tumult, with shouting, and with the song of the trumpet.
They shall die. So that is a destiny. Alright, let me see if I get this to play a little bit.
When
John heard about KFC's 5 Legends menu with yesterday's classics, he said, I'm going to prove an...
So I care about that.
Yes.
Most global leaders who rise to power pledge an oath to the constitution of the country they are to govern. Very few have been enshrined within that constitution. This is the new reality for the Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who now stands alongside Chairman Mao in the pantheon of the country's iconic leaders. Mr. Xi's name and his political thought have been written in the very document that modern China is built upon. It's unclear, though, what this means for the country, but there is no doubt it allows Xi Jinping to tighten his grip on power. John Sudworth reports now from inside China's Great Hall of the People.
On the closing day of its week-long Congress, China's rule...
All the devices, your phones, your laptop,
Communist
everything.
Party had a message for the world. It is marching in step behind Xi Jinping. Inside the Great Hall of the People, he was presiding over his own immortalization. Favor, he asks.
See everybody
And
in,
those against?
see everybody in the is Edomite garment and the phallic symbol in red. You tie?
With not a hand in sight. None comes the chorus of replies. Approved.
See the
And
double
with
star?
that, she...
See the star up onto the top of the hole? Sir? They play the land to more like. He's the only idol for different nation. Yeah, same, it's just a different nation. Same old from and what are some insight and
Jinping is given his
what
own
is happening
brand.
currently on the earth with these nations being risen up in pride. Russia, the Medes, and now Moab, the Chinese, right? All for the destiny which is death. And
a piece of that. They say that. Keep speaking.
yeah,
Yeah.
all which is the destiny which is death, destruction, right? And war, basically war, right? War, because they're gonna have a remnant of them remain to be what, slaves and servants, right? Not the whole nation are gonna die out, you know. The majority of the Edomites gonna die out for sure. The elite gonna remain when they come out of the bunkers. They're gonna be the first group of slave, you know.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse this is start from verse he said let's start from verse 13. What the fuck? Alright, let's start from verse 7. Ecclesiastes 10:7. He said, pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both do one commit iniquity.
Yeah, so pride most of the time. That's why in Psalms 19 and 13 they say save me, O Lord, from presumptuous sins. When you look up the word presumptuous, it goes back to arrogant and proud, right? You can sin arrogantly and proud because what? You don't know. You hold a position of ignorance and you stand firm in it. You're sinning arrogantly, presumptuously. Go ahead.
He said, I'm gonna jump down straight to it. He said the Most High overthrow. Anyway, I'll continue. He said, because of unrighteous dealing, injury and riches got by deceit.
Riches got by deceit. No, this is basically this really go back to Esau, right? Because that's how they go around the world conquering unrighteous dealings, rape, rob, murder, and slaughter of people, right? Christopher Columbus, the conquistadors. That's what they did. I'm about to call the first in Trinidad and Tobago, and they talk about their atrocities. They were persistent, they were relentless, especially to get the island of Tobago. They went back about 2 or 3 times. They was able to conquer Tobago by what? Coming back with horses. That's how they was able to conquer the natives that were here, right? Because they was confounded by the horses. They didn't see such majestic animals before, right? But they went back a few times, and we conquered them through what? Through bows and arrows and stones. You know, they had guns and swords and cannons, right? But when they came in, what Tobago is what? The name Tobago comes from its original wealth, which is what? Tobacco. The island was full of tobacco, all right? And these are the lands that they go in. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico means rich port, right? They had a lot of gold there, right? Of course, in Brazil and these are the different islands. They slaughtered the natives, the Aztecs, the Mayans, right? We don't have the exact history of what happened to the people, but guess what? The show went and raided tombs, right? And right now, riches got by the seat. The law talk about usury, right? They using usury on Israel, on the world, right? That interest rates, the whole financial system, right? And a matter of fact, the beginning of the wealth started with what? With their traffic.
Right.
And what was being trafficked? The souls of men as slaves. Who was the men? The Israelites.
Right.
Right? Continue.
Yeah. It's the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yes, it's translated from one people to another. Right? That's how you all got power. But ultimately, because Yahweh set it up. Right? But now that you're gonna get judged for your wicked acts. All these nations, you're gonna get judged. All these nations, just like how the Most High, when he described what happened in Leviticus 18, he said that because of the abominations of the Canaanites and the Canaanites, and I think it was the Egyptians, the land spewed them out. Right? So basically, the abominations that all these heathens are doing, right? The earth is spewing them out. The whole earth, because the whole earth gonna feel the effects of these ICBM sitting, right? The whole earth is gonna be purified. New land's gonna be formed, right? The whole earth is gonna shake, right? The heat from these missiles gonna actually put these because Esau have been constantly spraying chemtrails in the air. What is chemtrails? Different minerals, different chemicals that they made. Aluminum something, and boron oxide, I think it is. Aluminum sulfide, I think it's boron oxide, and probably many other chemical formulas that they have. But it basically get them from minerals from within the earth, and they spray it up in the air where they're not supposed to be. So what they're creating an imbalance in the earth. But heat gonna put everything back into what is natural place.
That's right.
You understand? So the Most High ultimately gonna hit that, as I was saying earlier on, the total reset button. Right? Go ahead, Af.
Yeah, so down to verse 14. He said the Lord had cast down the throne of proud prince.
Yeah, and who is most proud is Esau. Esau is most proud, the so-called white man. But after him, next in the lineup is Moab.
Super proud.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right? He said the Lord had Salaki. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 14. He said the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had cast down the throne of proud prince and set up the meek in their seat.
Yeah, the meek, who is the meek? The meek and the humble and the poor is the Israelites. Right? As a matter of fact, the elect of the Israelites. Because we're going through our chastising. We're going through our judgment and chastising patiently, knowing that change is going to come. And the change is going to come by way of our Savior Yahweh Shai. Right? That's why the scripture say, they that believe and call upon his name, but believe in which name? It's Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's his name.
Say, wait on me.
And he say, wait on him. David throughout these whole Psalms say what? Wait on him. Go ahead,
He said the Lord had plucked up the root of the proud nations and planted the lonely in their place.
Right, so it have no ambiguity there. The Lord talking about the root of the proud nations, that is the different ethnicities. 18 nations on the planet Earth. Right? 17 of them are servants. And there's one nation of prophet, priests, and kings. And that is the nation of Israel. We're gonna be the light. We're gonna be the teachers. We're gonna be the stalwart. We're gonna be wisdom on the land. Each and every Israelite man is gonna be wisdom. We're gonna be wiser than all the other nations on the planet. In truth, nothing in Esau science so falsely called. You know, because the word science means to know. Right? You all don't know shit. If you didn't know something, you wouldn't be poisoned in the same air and water.
That you had to breathe.
That you had to breathe. You know, you would have been given the land Sabbath so that the earth could reproduce, could rest and rejuvenate itself. Right?
He's so wicked too. He conquered the lands by with violence and will tell you not to be violent.
Can and say to forgive me for when I do violence.
Forgive me why I do it.
But it will constantly post that, or you constantly make the exclamation that we won't forgive. We're not gonna forgive the Arabs for 9/11. We're not gonna forgive the Muslims.
A piece of failure.
Why?
This is Deuteronomy 32 and 28. He said, "For they are a nation void of counsel."
Void of counsel. There are no kind of the real unreasonable and the real selfish. They believe they alone could bring judgment and you mustn't do nothing. That's how they come over here. They come to the Americas like that with that same attitude. They conquer them by they tell them, hey, or they being racist. And yet still put the people of them to death and take the land.
Okay.
How we saw is.
And how they being void of counsel? Because what? We the prophets of the Lord, we are the voice and the mouthpiece of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So this is the counsel. This what we're doing right here is the counsel. And guess what? You know what they're doing? They're using the algorithms to shut our videos down. Right? And then net neutrality. So that they will have to pay so that this information won't get to go out. Right? The knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai won't get to go out on the planet. The void, the proud, they're shutting down the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That is void of counsel. The counsel of the Lord. The Lord said he speak through his servants who? The prophets. Hebrews 1:1. He spoke to our fathers in times are past, in diverse and sundry times. Through his servants, the prophets. That is counsel. The scripture in Amos 3:3 say what? He do nothing but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Right? And we telling you that you're going to be judged because you're proud. But instead of listening and repenting, right? King Manasseh repented when he caused Israel to serve idols, and the Most High showed them favor. But no, it's already written in the history books or in the book of the prophets or in the prophecy that you're going to be destroyed because you're what? Void of counsel. Right? Go ahead, finish it off.
Deuteronomy 32 and 28, he said, For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them.
No understanding in them, the unreasonable, as I've said before. You know? These people...
The judgment going to be justified.
People really don't understand Esau, you know. They believe they in love with Esau so much. Hey, Esau so wicked.
Hey, the white man is nothing to be revered. The white man is a nasty, defiled man. Just look at what they eat and use them bizarre foods. Right? Look at all these fat, unhealthy people. Watch a white man. All of them that's sitting up there in their great pride. Who getting the consolation? All of them fat and overweight. Nasty and out of shape. You know? They're disgusting. And the average day white man smells like shit. Right? It's a walking vagabond. You understand? You understand? These people are not to be revered. And the woman evil as hell. Look at what the woman do, for example, Emmett Till. Right? Because a lot of these women cause Jake to be put to death. Right? They're nothing to be they're nothing to be revered. Right? They are pieces of shit. You get them, you pop them, and you cast it to the side.
Hey, the scriptures say that there's liars from the womb. There is not to be revered at all. At all. not to be given no kind of mercy. Scripture said, trust not thy enemy.
Right.
Because as iron rusted,
So it's his
so
wickedness.
is his wickedness. He's not going, that what he was made for, he was made to be wicked.
Hey, and I like how you said that because I can just train this point really quick.
Come.
Is that rust is actually iron going back to its natural form. So hey, as iron rusted is as iron going back to its natural form, because iron is a process thing, a process what we know as iron is something that went through a process.
Right.
The ore was there, right, and they heat it and they would have added different things to bring it to that state as what we know as iron, right? But iron, when it rusts, the oxygen hits it and it goes back to its basic natural state, most common and most simplest form, right? Everything balances out and it comes back to what? Rust. All these metals go back to something what basically like a rust. When copper rust, it turns green. That's why the Statue of Liberty is green, but it's actually a copper statue, right? When aluminum rust, it turns white. It's not really rust, it's just going back to its natural. It took over.
No.
Yeah, its natural state. Its most basic form. So you say as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So back in his most basic form, what he is the perfect.
He was made to be that.
Yeah, representation of being evil, wicked, and an adversary.
Personification of evil.
Let me say back here quick up here, kill. Jeremiah 13 and 23. He said, can the Ethiopian change his skin?
No, he can't change his skin. He was born black as hell. Come, means hot, burn face.
Yeah, burn face.
You understand?
Yeah. He said, or the leopard is spot.
No, the leopard can't change his spots. That's how the hell I know it's a leopard. If it don't have his spots, it's better it's a jaguar or a panther. Meow.
He said, then may he also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Yeah. He was born to do evil.
Made for. You can't tell a can opener it a cut grass.
No.
A can opener was made to open cans.
And Esau was made to be the wicked.
That is just it. That is, you know what I mean? That is about it. That is the fact. That is what's going on. And people not realizing, you know what I mean? That what people was. He was just made to be the wicked.
So Rock say good is set against evil and life against death. And look at the beginning, two against two. One against the other.
Right.
We'll finish up the Deuteronomy and end the talk because we will have to go.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 29. He said, oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end.
Yeah, but they're not wise. They void a counsel. You understand? So they don't consider it that the latter end going to be death and destruction and slavery, annihilation, desolation, your land, your kingdom. We're not even going to revere, just like how you see the Muslims was going just the other day, Al-Qaeda and them was going, ISIS was going and destroying the remnants of ancient Babylon, Samaria, in Palmyra, destroying on the idols and things. It ain't going to have no fucking museum for your wickedness. The museum going to be that desolate land. When we flying over in the chariots, it's like, see that smoke that coming up there? Yeah, that is Babylon the Great. That motherfucking Edomites was living there. That was a kingdom. You understand?
That was the kingdom that they rule.
Yeah, it ain't gonna have no fucking no Empire State Building and all these skyscrapers and these monuments, all these national treasures and all this proud shit that they have on your History Channel and the Travel Channel. All them things gonna be put to death. The Most High said we're gonna throw down all your idols. We're gonna throw down all your monuments. We're gonna throw down. You yourself gonna cast away your gods and say let the mountains be upon us. You understand? Stupid pieces of shit. The Most High we about to destroy y'all. Israel get next. All praises say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Rakakodash. Right? Double honor to the apostles and elders that taught us this word. Right? The elders that rule well. Right? And salutations to all the brothers that preach and teach this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.
Yeah,
you got it even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call the boss man.